cause I be bustin' the dope moves. But the problem stay the same. How you riding for the cash when you ain't riding in my lane? Shorty all about the paper, so your mixture look the same. In the game I play the lane like Eddie Kane, cause I be bustin' the dope moves.
You already admitted it. I could leave you alone on the Africa shit. You already said you was Niger Congo, please speak. That's admitting you was African.
I did.
That's admitting you was African. It's the same thing.
It kind of is, but
it's not nothing. The Niger Congo, you can't be from Africa and not be
African. That's not what I believe.
That's what you told me. You said we were all. I got you on tape saying we were all Niger Congo speaking people. That's on the first episode.
That's true. I'm just telling you from what I read. The first thing I read, the longest thing I read, that the primitive crop. I read more things than that, but that's where I think is the truth. That's just what I be saying.
Nah, I was watching the joint. I sent you the ill shit. Like, I had to watch some new shit. Oh, my God. It's the Bantu, man. The Bantu,
well, that's what they say, yeah.
The Bantu people is it. They took over Africa. They went...
yeah. I think that's our people. I mean, somewhat our people. They definitely related to us.
It's not. It is that. Like, the way you wording it is correct, but like what I told you still remain true. You're gonna be like, the way it was explained to me is this: you don't have to be 89% African, but what you will be made up mostly of is African. So the highest percentage of all your percentages will be African.
But the lowest percentage is where you came from. That's why I keep saying white people.
No, it's not. The lowest percentage is the newest thing introduced.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, Pac. That's why it's so low. Yes, it is. Think about it. When you talk about Afro-Latinas, they be having more...
Now, listen, you hear yourself? How can you... It's the newest thing you are. It got the least content.
Right, I'm gonna teach you
that's
how.
retarded, right?
I'm gonna teach you
Don't
how.
you sound retarded?
I'm gonna teach you how. I take 3/4 of a cup of water.
All right, I'm black. Sounds mixed.
Hold on, let me help you out.
50% white, 50% black.
I'm just trying to put it in easy terms for you to understand. I take 3/4 cup of water. I put a spoonful of vinegar in it.
That don't mean that's the newest.
Listen, it's gonna be the least amount of vinegar. It's gonna be more water than vinegar because I started off with 3/4 cup of water. I added 1 spoonful of vinegar, and then I added 1 drop of oil or a barbecue sauce. So the oil, the vinegar, and the barbecue sauce will be the least amount of things in the cup.
But that don't mean it's the first or the last.
Yes, it does, Pop. You're going to be more of what you are. Like Europeans, right? Europeans be having what? 1 to 4% African DNA, right?
Yeah.
Because they're more European than African. Yeah. It's the same thing with you. Right. You'll be more African because you're based.
That they came from Africa,
Paco,
but they be white.
No. It doesn't matter about your skin color.
If they're white and they got 4% African. It don't matter,
Paco. Stop looking at skin color and look at the.
No, I'm telling you about math right now. This ain't.
But this is not a mathematical thing.
This is science and math, bro.
No, it's easy science, Pac. It's easy
science. This is class, my nigga.
I just showed it to you. If I take a cup of water and it's half full, and I
but
only put
oil and the vinegar, it don't matter when you a black nigga nut you.
What I'm explaining to you is this. What I'm explaining to you is this. If I take a half a cup of water and put a teaspoon of vinegar and put a drop of barbecue sauce, and then I take that water out and test it to see what's there, it will be mostly water. Because that's what was there the most in the beginning. It's like anything. It's like mixing anything on earth, Pac. If I start out with a tiger, and the tiger mixes with something else, it started as a tiger. That's why it's going to be more tiger than whatever it mixed with. That's how it works. That's how everything works. That's the math you're talking about. It's called chemistry. It's very simple.
Yeah, it is simple.
If I take 20 red bricks, if I'm building a porch, and I take 20 red bricks. I take 2 gray cinder blocks, and I take 1 brown brick. The porch is going to be mostly red brick, because that's what I started out with the most of.
But you see, my conclusion is the real one, because if it's a white man, you're looking at a blonde white nigga.
Paco, skin color doesn't define your genetics.
African,
Paco, skin color doesn't define your genetics.
I'm not talking about skin color. I'm telling you. If it's a white dude, if he has African in his blood, then that means he's from Africa.
No, it doesn't.
Oh my God, dog.
No, it doesn't.
Oh my God.
It
It's not
means
even
somewhere
an
along.
argument.
It means somewhere along his genetic code, him or his ancestors mixed with Africans. I can prove it to you. 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 Why are Mexicans white? Why do Mexicans have a concentration of white? That ain't where they from. They not from Europe. They're more Mongoloid. They're more Asian than they are white because they come from Asia.
I was about to ask you, what kind of white people are they, though?
No, they're not white people. They're Europeans came over here and raped the Native Americans just like they raped the black people. It was all the same. So the people in Mexico, the people in Brazil, the people in South America that are not black, I'm talking about Mongoloids. I'm talking about the people who are in the pictures with the straight hair. That straight hair don't come from breeding with white people. They had that straight hair when they got here, just like the Asian people in Asia. The way they're different from Asians is who they mixed with when they left Asia.
As long as you ain't saying they lily white, I'm with you.
Paco, but it's not about the color of the skin. It's about...
I'm talking about mixed with lily white people.
No, they did mix with lily white Europeans.
No, they didn't.
Paco, yes, they did. Europeans came over here. Paco, they got treaties with these people. There are white men who got... There are Native American women who have white husbands to this day. You tripping. You do not know what you're talking about. They were in bed with certain groups of these people.
Yeah, I'm not saying they wasn't, but
so this is how places like Mexico... This is why I didn't say the whole South America, did I? I didn't say every single Mongoloid, did I?
I said Mexico,
especially places like Mexico. This is why Canelo looked like Canelo looked.
Oh, yeah,
he's Mexican. What did I say? Yeah. Mexicans. Other Latinos in South America. My point is this. Paco, what I'm talking about is historical fact. But see, what you want me to say is that it happened to all of them. It did not happen to all of them. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the white people who encountered Native Americans did one of three things: fought, fucked, or brokered peace. That's it.
Yeah.
And the ones who fought were enslaved. And some of them took it to the white people that they said, we can't fight them no more. We got to broker peace with them.
Yeah, what you do is you kill the men.
But they can't. But what I'm saying is certain tribes, like I just was looking at this joint in Illinois, right? And they said that they had 20,000 people in 1100 AD. That's how I know what I'm talking about. In 1100 AD, these people. I mean, in 1100 AD, these people were still building with wood.
Yeah, they tell you that.
No. He's talking about primitive. I'm talking about primitive. This was said to have been the biggest city in America before Europeans.
St. Louis, absolutely.
Illinois. It's called. It's not St. It's not in Missouri. St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis is in Missouri.
I was screaming that to you before.
No, they said it's in Illinois, not St. Louis, Missouri.
Same thing, bro. It's all Egypt.
No, it's not Egypt. But this is what I'm saying. Listen to this nigga. He calling it Egypt, right? But these people was primitive as shit. They was building with wood. How can you compare something to Egypt where thousands of years before that, they was building with stone? In 1100 AD, 1100 AD, that's less than 1,000 years ago. These people was in Illinois building with wood.
Go look at the Mississippi River.
That's what I'm talking about. I just sent him a joint on this. Hold on, let me look up the picture. Paco would tell you a different history that do not exist. This right here states. I'm looking at it. I see the mounds. I just told him this yesterday. Paco, they was making mounds, and these niggas had made pyramids thousands of years prior. My point is this. In 1100 AD, right now we are in the year 2020, 2000 AD, 900 years ago. These niggas was in Illinois. It was only 20,000, only 20,000 people in this city. And they saying it might have been the biggest city in North America at the time.
Absolutely.
Only 20,000 people is the biggest city in North America.
I don't like
Hold
on,
D. Hold on. I don't care what he got to say. I'm talking to you for a second. But the key is this. Thousands of years after Egypt, after Sumeria, they was building with wood when these people was building with brick. Who taught who?
You keep saying that, but
I just saw it with my own eyes, brother. It exists today. The United Nations made it a national landmark. It's called. Hold on. Let me get back to it. It's called.
All you got to do is look
I got it
up
right
that,
here.
man.
I got it right here. It's called Illinois
You
Adventure.
talk about we was dumb as fuck. You stupid.
Chakaya. CAHOKIA.
I want to see you and a white man make a mound right now. You and a white man make a mound right now for me. Right now.
This is the child shit, D. Me and the white man make a mound right now.
For him.
This is the child shit.
It ain't going to happen, boy.
But he can't dispute the evidence that just states in 1100 AD, the biggest city in North America only had 20,000 people and they were building with wood. But we know that 1,000 years before that was 0 AD, right? And then 3,000 years before that, which would make it 4,000 years before that, Egypt.
So why you still using old numbers?
Egypt was building with stone 4,000 years before that. There's the reason why the black people in Africa are the most technological advances for one reason.
I just don't understand why you keep saying stone like we didn't have that same shit over here.
I'm not saying you don't have it. What I'm saying is you don't have anything in North America where you're at. You don't have anything in your whole United States of America or Canada that can compete with that. Now in South America, D, let me help him out since he don't know. Again, the oldest civilization in South America that we can prove built with stone is 1800 BC. Egypt is still 3000 BC, and that's what you call mixed Egypt. That's not Nubian Egypt. That's not black.
Yeah, you got me arguing about Egypt. Egypt is over here like everybody knows.
Not over here.
Nobody's floating no more.
He says Egypt is over here. So that's the new show. Egypt is over here. Egypt is in America. Explain to everybody how Egypt is in America.
Well, all you got to do is look up along the Mississippi River. You'll see that those same kind of people built up all types of different cities and different mounds right along that river.
Question. If they was building pyramids in Egypt, why was they building mounds in America?
Well, like I said, I think they're the same people.
Well, again, we know who Ford
like I keep telling you,
we know who Ford is, and we know that Ford put his engines in Jaguars. The question is, why would the Egyptians, who were building stone pyramids, come to America, North America, according to you? Because you say everybody knows Egypt is along the Mississippi. Because back when it was Gondwana, it was connected to the Nile, but there's no proof of human beings being around 120 million years ago.
Mississippi River for all Bach now.
But what I'm saying to you is this. For what I've been shown, in just 1100 AD, we got a city that's said to possibly have been the biggest in the whole North America.
Poverty Point in St. Louis was one of the most populated places in the motherfucking world. Well, Block keeps telling me it's 20,000 years, so, you know.
What is it called?
Poverty Point in St. Louis.
And when was it the most populated place? Poverty Point in Louisiana, you mean?
Yes, in the world, it was one of the most populated places in the world. Filled with lovely minds like me and he is.
But it's saying right here, what did they build?
They built cities.
Ain't no city here.
You talking about? I mean, it ain't there no more. No.
It was never no city here.
Nah, it's one of the most populated places on the earth.
Again, now I'm gonna look up. Is it one of the most populated places on the earth? Right. But again,
not today.
Let's go back to this again. Poverty Point. It says that from today. So we're going back. Now this is after the Olmecs again, because 3,000 years ago from today, just 2,000 years brings us to 0 AD.
Yeah, before the white man came. That's all I'm saying.
Most definitely before the white man came. Well before that. But yeah, it says here they built mounds, massive mounds. Again, if the Egyptians were over here,
it's still pyramid.
No, it's not. A mound is not a pyramid. Yeah. A pyramid is cut from stone. A mound is built out the ground that's already there. Do your homework.
Still earthwork. They're the same.
No, it's not.
The same
earthwork.
Thing, bro.
The same thing. We're making a show now. Now we got it. Now he's cooking with gas. Earthwork. Cutting stone is the same as digging underground.
That's what I'm saying to me.
It sounds the same to him.
It does. cutting in the earth is earthwork.
No, cutting stone to a mathematical precision so that you can build upon it like Jenga, like Legos.
Yeah, that's earthwork.
That's not what a mound is, brother.
A mound is different. I'm not talking about...
You just said they were the same thing.
No, I'm saying they're both classified as the same thing.
No, they're not.
Pyramids and make a mound.
So why do they call one a pyramid and call one a mound?
Because they two different things.
But you just said they're the same thing.
Earthworks. You got to dig into the fucking ground.
A pyramid... All right, the question is this. A pyramid is more technologically advanced than a mound, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so the question is, if Egyptians and other places in Africa, because remember, all pyramids are not in Egypt. Let's remember that.
Yeah, some in America, some in...
No, I'm just saying. So what I'm saying is, if even the people in South America, these people in North America, they didn't build pyramids because they didn't know how. Just like they was living in teepees when white people came over here, and wigwams.
I mean, those step pyramids down that the Aztecs and the Mayans was on, those things, I don't know what you consider pyramids, brother.
But those aren't step pyramids. Those are fully next-level pyramids.
Yeah, they're more
advanced. That's how you know that the Egyptians taught them, because the Egyptians have a more primitive version. But the version in Asia, the version in India, and the version in South America is more advanced. That means they got the next level of it.
But they look like two different purposes. So
no, I'm not. They're both pretty much for the same purpose: spiritual rituals and tombs of the dead. That's all over the earth. You find dead people in pyramids all over the earth. You find spiritual relics, and you find all types of spiritual drawings on the walls of pyramids all over the earth. What I'm telling you is not a coincidence is that you find it in Africa first. That's the first place you're going to find, the oldest place. Then you start finding more intricate and better made. It's like the car. We had this discussion. The first car was a piece of shit. The first car ever made that you had to crank in the front was a piece of shit. Now look where cars are today. Buildings. If motherfuckers started in teepees and wigwams and mud huts and tree jones, the little tree huts, look at where buildings are today. Things advance with time. Egypt has the most primitive, technologically advanced pyramids on earth.
I tapped into a science form that had nothing to do with us, but they said they don't know who built Egypt, whether it was the black people or the Negroes or the Africans is their word.
But the Negro and the African are the same thing. With people like you, no, they're the same thing. They both come from Africa. The thing is, you talking about historically termed Negroes by Europeans, possibly, or are you talking about the difference in black people is that there are
I'm telling you, Joseph was one of us. He had a beard and a fro. That's all I was
That's what I'm saying, but it's not about a beard and an afro. Those are hairstyles. Those are cultural styles that exist amongst certain people throughout the world. What I'm saying to you is this. The biggest difference in Africa is between North Africans and everybody else. They're not the same black people. But you must remember, there are many black people but they're still African. They still come from Africa. The Khoisan, the Bantu expansion, the Nilotic people, the Pygmies, they're all different versions. Remember when I told you, Paco, in America, you have one version of a lion. In Africa, they still have around 9 to 13
different... But you all from here, why can't you say Indian or American?
Because I'm not my people, because the same people that I come from, the people of India come from. I wouldn't be Indian.
If you look at the old maps, they separated us, but Brock,
those borders did not always exist. You can't just go off the time in which it suits the argument.
But it's a little barrier. That's a big barrier, Brock. That's a real barrier.
It's not a real big barrier. We were just watching something on the Horn of Africa yesterday, right, D?
That's a fucking big barrier.
They said at the two closest points of the Horn of Africa, it's 20 miles. At the two closest points at the Horn of Africa to get into what would now be Asia is 20 miles. That's the closest point. So my point is this. We know that black people, especially black people out of Africa, we know that they've been boating, D, since before 3000 BC.
Before Brock said they were boating.
No. We know proof of them boating since before. Listen, if you want to get
slave ships.
No. There wasn't no slave ships back in 3000 BC. Absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying black people have known what a boat is.
And not in the 1800s or 1700s either.
Yes, it was.
Go ahead.
Dog, Mansa Musa is before that, and he made his wealth building Paco. Mansa Musa was one of Paco. How did Mansa Musa make his wealth?
Gold.
No, Paco, building slave ships.
I mean, that's what he said, but
No. He always had the gold before white people even came. Why would he go into a pilgrimage on the land where he could spend something that wasn't money yet? Paco, how did he get their money to spend? How did he get European money? Why was he considered the richest man in Africa? Because the Europeans made him that, right? He already had his own wealth. But his wealth, the things that was wealth to him were not currency in Europe. That was not European currency. So if you're going on a pilgrimage into Jerusalem where they're working with European currency, in all the Middle East where they're working with European currency, why did the Persian military sell out? For European money. Now, are there Persians all over Europe now? Yes.
European money ain't worth more than the gold bars the boy had.
Not today. But back then, his gold, people was making clothes out of gold, Paco. Gold wasn't money yet. Once all this gold was distributed all over the world and certain people started countries where they could only find minimal amounts of gold, then gold became expensive. But like I said, things change. Coltan is more expensive than gold today.
But gold always been the number one resource.
No, it's not. Right now, the most expensive resource, I just said it, on Earth is called coltan. It's used for cell phone technology. Because of the demand of cell phones across the Earth, the demand for coltan, which you have to mix with, what's the one that start with a T? Titanium, to make the shit that they use in cell phones to bounce the signals all from the towers to the different phones. You can only, I ain't gonna say only, but 90% of the world's coltan comes from Africa. And it's the most expensive resource on Earth today.
More expensive than uranium?
More expensive than uranium. More expensive than diamond. More expensive than emerald, amethyst. More expensive than gas.
Okay.
Oil. It's number one on Earth because of a cell phone revolution. Everybody doesn't drive on Earth. But you got people in the wilderness that got a cell phone. That's the world. That's what the world is coming to. Niggas got cell phones in jail.
Remember you said it was the hardest mineral, and then I told you it was graphite.
I don't remember saying nothing was the hardest mineral.
Up in,
I don't remember saying anything was the hardest mineral. I don't know what the hardest mineral is.
I mean, once you lose,
I'm not doing this with you.
Wrong.
I'm not doing no fake bring out the left field shit. The point is this: Paco cannot prove that that black people come from America at all.
I ain't saying we literally came from here. I'm just telling you.
So where did y'all come from? Is what I'm asking you. Because everybody in America come from somewhere else. Everybody.
I mean, millions of years ago, we could have came from anywhere.
Millions of years ago.
I'm talking about a long fucking time ago. We could have came from Africa. Whether it was
but a million, you got to understand, 100,000 years is 1/10 of a million. 100,000 is 1/10. So I don't think I don't think those two numbers are interchangeable. 100,000, all right. So if I owed you $100, can I give you 1/10 of that, and it's all the same thing? No.
And like I said, you can make people that look like us.
You can make people by breeding with people. That the point is this. Like I told you, this is why we use the term the black African, because all Africans aren't black. This is why I said the black ones, just the black ones. People like him, Paco don't have straight hair. Paco don't have straight hair. Paco cousins don't have straight hair. None of them have straight hair. Paco's got a European last name.
I'm sorry.
Paco's in Pennsylvania. His family come from South Carolina, where it was one of the heaviest motherfucking slave concentrations in the country. Right now, the South, the Delta, as they call it, is still the blackest part of America. There is no part of North America blacker than what they call the Delta, and those were where the biggest slave plantations in the country were. When you start talking about the West Coast,
they came over on boats. They came over on boats,
just like the white folks. Yeah.
Stop it.
Just like the white folks. But think about this, D. In they world, white folks can get themselves here on boats, but they can't bring their slaves that they already have.
Why do that? Why do that?
Why not do it when you didn't know who was here? Why would you not bring your servants if you did not know who was here?
They knew who was here.
How did they know who was here and they never fucking been here?
Because they was
Paco, think about Paco. You're digging the hole deeper and deeper and deeper.
Columbus said it was niggas over here.
Nah,
so
but we know Columbus not even the first to find America.
He's not, but that's the one they go by. That they go by. We the one that discovered
No, that's what school teaches. That ain't what we go by. Speak for yourself. I know that Eric the Red was here in 3-digit AD. See, Columbus is 4 digits. 1492 is 4 digits. I know Eric the Red was in Greenland. Where do Scandinavians come from? American Vikings. That's proof Eric the Red was here.
Yeah,
so if the whole country of South America was speaking Portuguese by the time the damn Spanish got here, that means the Portuguese was here 100 years before the Spanish.
The Portuguese had Africa on lock.
The same people who was in North America was in Africa.
That's why.
The same people who was, no, that's not true, Paco. They was only in certain parts of Africa. The Portuguese ain't had a whole Africa. It was the same thing as America. The point being this. So you saying, Paco saying that they had millions of people over here, right? Millions of black people. So how many white folks did they bring initially to take this land? That the Native Americans had to have.
Well, Africans on the bottom of the boat? I don't know. I don't know.
I'm telling you is this, absolutely. Because it was business. Go look at the United States New York Stock Exchange and see what the first stocks were. They were people. You're going to tell me that those people weren't from Africa.
Yes, I am. Yes,
but it says right there on the paperwork where they got them from. It says because certain slaves were worth more than other slaves.
Some Africans came over, but
no. But I explain this to you. The population of North America was less than the population of white people who came here. You know how I can prove it? Because they're still the majority in America today. That's how I know more came than the amount of people were here. So if they say in all of America, both Americas, that between North and South America with most slaves going to South America, right? They brought 12.5 million people over a span of 300 years.
Is how they get rid of us, smallpox blankets or something?
Nah, but you're not those people. Your populations was never with those people. Yours was way more than those people. Paco, you outnumbered them today. The American Native American population is like 1% of the United States of America.
And they weren't too many back then either.
And that's what I'm saying to you. So since there wasn't that many and all the white diseases went quickly to them, because what happens when you go to a place? You start mixing and mingling with people. So the story of Thanksgiving. So the story of Thanksgiving is the story of Christopher Columbus breaking bread with some people he didn't want no trouble with. But the enemies of that person were fair game. Just like in Africa.
Yeah.
It was the same thing. They did the same thing everywhere. They did in Asia. They did the same thing. The only difference being that they came after the Mongols.
My Native America tried to work with the white people, the Cherokees.
So did African people.
Yes.
And that's what I'm saying to you. So if African people, you just said yourself that the Portuguese was already in Africa. So why when the Portuguese, if they already got spots in Africa locked down, as you said, why wouldn't they bring those Africans they got enslaved to the New World to do the work for free, just like
because
doing it in
Africa? A lot of food. It's a lot of food and resources that got to be expelled.
Nah, that's not true. That's what you say. That's your opinion. You think, Pop. That's
fact.
That's not a fact. You talking about being healthy and being fed right in accordance to being kept alive. So when they talking about motherfuckers ribs sticking to them and shit,
you ever go to a grocery store and try to shop for like a week, and then you got like 2 fucking carts worth of shit just for your greedy ass nigga? You gotta have that times motherfucking
Paco,
man.
But that's nothing. That's nothing when I just gotta keep you alive. I'm not trying to make you...
treacherous boats and pirates out here. We got power boats.
Listen.
We just don't got slave boats.
But the reason why...
There was pirate boats, just wasn't no slave boats. You feel me?
Slave boats. Now you're saying there was no slave boats? American slavery don't exist, Paco? They didn't bring people from Africa?
I'm saying them boats that y'all think of don't exist at all.
They didn't bring people from Africa?
They tell you they were navigators and...
they told you that they brought people.
They told you that
they brought slaves here. It ain't... Why just bring a couple? If you can bring 5, why only bring 5?
Because you riding on a boat, that's why.
But what sense does that make, Paco? If I can bring, why did I bring? All right, so let me ask you this: how did all the white immigrants get to America?
Easy, they on the boat.
So I'm not talking about the slave masters. I'm talking about the immigrants.
Yeah, the regular white people came over there on boats.
So how come
like Scotland and
but how come they could come from boats, but the people from Africa couldn't come from boats?
The people from Africa was already here. They were traveling back and forth trading. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I don't know.
What I'm saying is you making it seem like it was enough Africans to enslave and create the population that you have today.
You talking about us? And no.
Again, so let me get this right. Africans were going back and forth by boat trading.
And then them
white
same
people
Africans
was bringing immigrants over here on boats, but yet black people couldn't be brought over here on boats. Listen to this, D.
Those same Africans traveled from North Carolina to California. They brought them there too.
But why do it have to be the same Africans?
Right, let's get in the whip and go to California right now. Let's go to me and you. Let's go to California right now.
Okay.
That shit gonna take a couple fucking days. And back then they ain't had no fucking cars. But them the same fucking Africans that they brought over to, huh?
If I'm on,
they brought over to California when them people were fucking indigenous.
Paco,
stop acting a faggot fool, man.
Who's indigenous to California?
Them people in California, every nigga that you see is indigenous. First of all,
are you serious?
Yeah, nigga. All the niggas that claim
none of
them
these black people was their ancestors wasn't slaves brought here from Africa. None of them.
Some people. There was a couple.
So why bring some and not continue to bring them?
When you are mining Egyptian cotton, those
what I'm saying is you can only mine. What I'm saying is you can only mine Egyptian cotton in Egypt.
No, they brought it over here for
No, they brought cotton. They brought the seed to grow cotton and planted it in Egyptian soil. And it planted it in Egyptian soil and bred the most expensive cotton on the planet because the dirt is better, nigga. Because the soil is just better soil, therefore it creates better cotton.
Pennsylvania got good soil. What the fuck is you talking about?
What comes from Pennsylvania?
Everything.
Like what?
Most food.
That's not
corn.
True. Corn comes from a multitude of places. Don't just come from
corn, wheat, doggies. You ever really ride in Pennsylvania, bro? I know you ain't that dumb. I know you ain't that stupid. I know you not. You jump in the car and see millions of fucking patches of corn and motherfucking weed.
Of nothing.
Weed, everything grow here.
All right, so everything grow here according to this nigga, but Pennsylvania don't make no money off of farming. They top two joints.
I'm a gardener.
But you don't make no money off it neither. Pennsylvania make their money off of jail and fucking steel. That's what they make their money off of. This whole state of Pennsylvania.
In England here. They send food to China in England here since the 17th century, nigga.
All right, 17th century. Ain't that new to the world?
Listen,
ain't that after? Just like the people from Africa that they brought over here to plant rice,
live in Pennsylvania and telling me that this ain't one of the best lands to grow shit.
It's not.
My man is crazy, yo.
United States of America is not known as tropical land at all. The best land for plants
right now.
and vegetables.
And when the snow lifts, you can grow anything here, brother.
But it's exactly. So it's not good land. There's certain places on Earth where you can grow shit 10 months a year because they don't have a winter. That's called tropical land.
That don't mean nothing.
Yes, it does. It means that's the best conditions. If something can
thrive, might got better land, but that don't mean you can still grow the same shit.
Paco, the temperature is better, the condition is better.
You can't grow tropical plants all year round, no.
Paco, you can't grow shit all year long in Pennsylvania because you have a very harsh winter. Every year, damn near, even if it's not snowing,
come back.
Even if it's Paco, what plants thrive at 27 degrees Fahrenheit?
Evergreen. Well, that's a tree.
Exactly.
I plant evergreens.
So America's supposed to just plant evergreens?
What you mean?
Exactly what the fuck I said. If I can go somewhere, it's just like being down south. So what? The point is this: if you have a winter where your place gets cold, this is not just to America. This is everywhere on Earth. The best planting places on Earth are below the equator. Period.
It is true, but here, Pennsylvania,
America is not below the equator, so that excludes America from being the best, one of the best. Pennsylvania might be one of the best in this country. I don't know, but that don't make it one of the best on Earth because you're in America, in Pennsylvania. It's not how it works, brother. Just because you're somewhere doesn't make it special.
I'm sure you can grow different things in the Amazon, but I'm just telling you, this
ain't no
the
Amazon is tropical fucking land. They don't get snow like you do. It's below the equator. God damn, you thick, man. You can't change science because of your opinion and philosophy.
I just told you that Pennsylvania grows most people's food in the world.
No, they don't. Pennsylvania do not grow most people's food in the world. What is he talking about?
I do research, Brock. I'm not you. I actually do research, my nigga.
Do you know that most of the... Listen, D, do you know that most of the fruits in America don't even come from America?
Yeah, we send our food over there. I told you.
No, that's not what I said. I said most of the fruits in America don't come from America.
I said you were right.
So how did you take your shit anywhere? Somebody brought their shit to you. Because your fucking country is a cesspool of different people who have come here over the years. Bullshit. Yo, this nigga is ridiculous. Africa is the most fertile fucking land on earth with people and plant and animal life. Period.
All this wild shit and all this shit you enjoy.
Wild. We're talking about Indians, right? Now we're talking about Indians. Wild. You eat French fries. That's from France. You eat spaghetti. That's from Italy. You eat calzone. That's from Italy. You eat stromboli. That's from Italy. Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all eat fucking Chinese food. Y'all don't even fucking know.
Meals every night,
get
nigga.
The fuck out of here. Y'all niggas don't get the fuck out of here. You niggas eat what they other motherfuckers.
Black people can cook, bro.
Y'all get y'all shit from everybody.
Nigga, black people can cook, man. That's all our shit, nigga.
Yeah, but now you talking about black people having technique, being able to cook, and what you
black
cook.
People, like, we be acting like we can steal from people. We can't steal from nobody because it's our shit. We can't steal from nobody.
You eat fucking spaghetti. You eat fucking ravioli. None of these things come from you.
And what is Italian? What is they?
They white people. They're Europeans.
Did they learn from the Moors?
Paco, no. It doesn't matter what they learn from. Now you talk, but the same way.
All right,
so let me ask you this, Paco. Did you learn how to cook from white people then?
Hell to the no.
All right, well, they don't say that because you can't say that. These dishes, all you know is that these dishes originate from over there. You don't know if it was black people or white people. Don't sit here and say that the Moors taught them how to spice and how to make this dish. You don't know that. That's guessing. We know that the Moors gave them real fucking information.
No credit.
We know that the Moors gave them real information. Math, how to read and write, how to teach.
Cook some hot shit.
I don't know that. I don't even know that spaghetti sauce existed. Dog,
they created everything.
I don't know that. That's not true. The Moors
It's a whole list of everything they created right now on the line. If you just put Moors, Al Angeles,
but you can't put food in that, Paco.
They made nectar, my nigga. What are you talking about?
Nectar has nothing to do with spaghetti or ravioli.
Oh, my God.
So
the Moors wasn't Italian, Italy? They wasn't Italy?
What I'm telling you is this. What I'm saying to you is this. It's the same thing.
They wasn't Italy making sauce, my nigga? Stop it, man.
We don't know that because we don't know when sauce was created.
You want to give credit to anybody but...
I'm not giving credit to nobody because crazy. I don't know. I just said that the Moors gave them real information. So how did I take any credit from the Moors for saying I don't know? I'm not going to just guess on things.
Shit, like
Paco, you don't even follow the timeline. Like, you're sick. You're one of them Americans first. I want to be anything but African because the brainwashing. Of course, the brainwashing would go into a nigga who went to Catholic school. Listen, Dick, the same type of nigga who would tell you Catholic school made him smart is the same type of nigga that would be America first and believe.
I ain't saying made me smart. I said they smarter than normal school. I said it's smarter than normal school.
About the shit like it made you smart when they was teaching you a fucking religion. Get the fuck out of here. That shit don't make you smart.
They don't teach you that shit no more.
Because everything is changing. We in the PC era. It's a lot of shit they don't teach no more. Don't make it exclusive to Catholic school.
Not. Catholic school ain't got nothing to do with new religion. You do your Hail Marys and that's it.
Yes, it does.
That's right.
Catholic school is Catholic.
Who?
Oh, my God. Do you know?
I went to Catholic school. We do our Hail Marys and we learn regular shit.
So why you got to do your Hail Mary? Do you do your Hail Mary in public school? Or in private school, or in charter school?
I did my Hail Marys, I didn't do the flag, and then we learned some regular shit.
So and tell me that's not your... Exactly, that's exactly. Before you get to learn, you will praise white God, and you will praise white America.
I've been actually I've been at the top of these places. In the top of these places, they got Black Mary, Black Jesus.
You ain't never been. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I've been in
That's
these places.
because that shit come from us. But it don't come from you if you're not African.
The second floor, they get more life.
Oh, I'll say it again. It don't come from you if you're not African. It only comes from Africans. It don't come from black people as a whole.
Christianity from Africa, my Disky.
Exactly. Not
right.
Christianity, but what Christianity comes from. Exactly. Right. Just like Sumerian. People try to be so slick and say Sumeria was popping before. There's no proof of that. The historians will tell you that Sumeria was popping 100 years before Egypt. Scientific community will tell you it's the other way around.
They don't got pyramids and all that old fly old shit. They got hot shit. They just don't got fly old shit. So I would say that too, yeah.
They do have pyramids.
I mean, kinda.
The only difference with Sumerian, this is I'll say it, it's opinion. The only reason they believe the Sumerians was first, in my opinion, is because they met them first. The particular group of Europeans who wrote this story, that Sumeria was popping 100 years before Egypt, if you was in Sumeria and you had just got to Sumeria, you've never been to Egypt. Egypt is further in Africa than Sumeria. So there's no way that they could make that announcement. What they try to do is that's why it starts at 3000 BC. That's why they say 3100 to 3000.
I want to jog your memory. Them dudes had beards and furs? Some
did and some didn't. And again, with the
Sumerians, a run for their money.
But that's not giving me a run for my money because that's 3000 BC. That's 5,000 years ago. That's not even Lucia time. That's only 5,000 years ago. I know for a fact. See, that's why you can't key in on the word. Here's the word that tricks people. Civilization. Civilization is dictated by what you built. You see? This is why they call the Cherokee a tribe and the Mayans a civilization. Because the Cherokee ain't built shit.
They specialize in religion as well.
I'm just saying, though. I'm just saying that this is how they separate them. They call the Cherokee a tribe, and they call Egypt a civilization, and they call the Pygmies a tribe, because the Pygmies ain't built shit. Right. They call civilization off of building things. Right. So with Sumeria,
Empires,
so with Sumeria, they saying that the buildings is 100 years older than the major buildings of Egypt. But see, in that story, they don't tell you about the less welly developed buildings that are 800 years older than that.
The hottest shit is the Buddhist shit with the Hindu shit.
Never.
All over overseas. They was building up hot shit. They was building up hot shit. All you got to do is your math, bro.
That's not true. That's not true. And
you don't see all these Buddha heads, dog.
The people of India, like the Saudis, they come from Africans.
You ever see the pyramid buildings that got all the Hindu people on there and that shit look crazy?
Again, because that comes after the more primitive African pyramids. They got those same type of pyramids with the same step in the box down design as South America and China. I mean, Asia.
And Buddhist empires spent their money.
And that shows you, D.
Structure.
That shows you. Listen to what I'm saying. D. I'm going to show you how it worked. The people of South America, right? They were in Asia.
Yes.
They went and came to America. And that's why Asia got the same pyramids as South America. It's simple.
I never heard that. That's moving. I don't think they're the same at all.
Paco, just go look at. I sent you the picture before. Just look at the design. The walkway is the same. The walls to the walkway is the same. Now listen.
So you can hear about who the samurai and the Chinese people is, because I keep telling you that they were the Emu people that came from the North and the Australians, which ain't us. I keep trying to help y'all, but y'all don't listen to me, man.
You're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. We just had a conversation on where samurai started.
Listen, if you just listen to me or play this conversation back, it's the Emu people and the people from Australia, bro. They made a whole race. That race was the battle between what they call it.
Are you saying that those are the first people the samurai fought?
Listen, the whole culture of the samurai came from two different cultures. It came from the Emu people that really was walking around with sticks and they wore little robes. They was coming in from the top, but the Australians was already on boats coming from the bottom, and they started having the super fight. But once that fight was over, they was the same people. That's where all that shit come from.
No, it's not.
That's what
samurai come from Japan, feudal Japan. Period. End of story.
Yeah, but I'm talking about before that period.
No, there
when
wasn't
they was
a
in
samurai
China.
before that. How about that?
That's what. Why you not listening? The people from China. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about they the people
Japan.
that went to Japan.
Japan.
I'm talking. Yeah, whenever we watch these Chinese movies and shit, they talk about a certain period in time.
Correct.
With the Emu people, that all these stories is from the Emu people fighting with the.
Incorrect.
Listen, man, you not listening. I've read this shit 1,000
All
times,
the stories
bro.
that they make of Chinese people are not about one group of Asians. That would be incorrect.
No, it's there. This history, Asians
It's
wrote
very
this
easy
shit
because the
down,
Asians
bro.
wrote it down.
It's
too.
not like over here. Asians wrote this shit down, bro.
Exactly. They wrote it down everywhere except for here because nobody was writing shit down except for what was written down. Like the Mayans and the Olmecs, we seen what they wrote.
And the black people,
we seen how the
was
people with
on
black
point.
hair held them by their fucking hair, they little straight hair, but the black people who was holding them had curly hair.
That's why I tell you I ain't a real fucking kid. Like I know the cultures. We're not them real boys.
You keep trying to anoint other people with certain people's creations. Samurai culture is a creation of feudal Japan. End of story.
I know that. That's what I keep.
So it's the Japanese who are still in Japan story.
Feudal Japan is the story I keep telling you about.
What is the
Feudal
story?
Japan is the Emu people came from the north, and the Australian people came from the bottom, and they fought at Yellow River, bro.
But what are the Enu? Who are the Enu people? You gotta help me out.
Emu people are the small people from Africa that have been out of there for a long time.
And who are Australians?
And the Australians are people that come from the island of Australia.
No, they don't.
Aboriginal.
No, they don't. See, this is the dumb shit that nigga. This is the nigga shit, D. An Australoid is considered a Negroid. Negroids are considered to come from Africa. So this is the reason why Australian is what an Australian is because that group of black people left Africa, went on a distinct path where they made it with a certain group of people. It could have been more than one group. It could have been two groups. It could have been, and I'm talking about bloodlines too. Australian black people come from black people who left Africa and mixed with certain groups in Asia on their way to Australia. Then they went to Australia and became isolated for tens of thousands of years. Then they started to leave once the British come and invade them. And now some people leave because of the invasion. Some people leave legally 100 years after. Some people live in Australia and act like everything is everything. But the population of Australians outside of Australia is so low because just like Melanesians. Melanesians are the Australians up to that point. The difference between Melanesians and Australians is whoever Melanesians mix with, when in Melanesia, Australians did not mix with them because they were already in Australia. It's just like the Inuit. The Alaskan Eskimo, don't look like the Mexican because the white people that the Mexican mix with, the Australian, Antarctic Eskimo, the Alaskan Inuit did not mix with them because they stopped. They did not go any further in America. They stayed in Alaska. So it's all written down.
I'm gonna ask you don't look at that history because it's too broad for you.
No, it's easy. It's very easy.
It's too bad for you.
I sent you a video on Australoids yesterday. I sent you a video
I'm talking about that Chinese culture with Sun Yu and the Han Dynasty.
It's not Chinese culture. The Chinese and the Australoids are not even connected, Paco.
Come on, man.
The Chinese and the Australoids are not even connected, bro.
You stupid as hell, man. I can't do this.
They not. The Australians' closest relative is the Melanesians and the Polynesians. What are you talking about?
You ever hear the nigga shit when they like the Inca versus the Koga? That's the same shit
So
that I'm talking about.
why is the Melanesian and the Polynesian the Australians' closest relatives?
Because they the same fucking people.
They not.
It's simple and
They're
plain,
not
bro.
the same people because the people of Melanesia and Polynesia never been to Australia.
Oh my God! Because I keep telling you they leave.
No, Paco, they never made that trip. Melanesia is before you get to Australia, Paco. Melanesia is before you get to Australia. The people who went into Melanesia and stayed there and are practically some of the Andaman Islanders, Paco. These are people who did not continue the trip into Australia. That's why they always look the way they look. They've only mixed amongst each other. So even in the Andaman Islands, they black as shit. The Jwara, even where they at, the island that the Jwara people are on, they're black as night. That's how you know Nilotics.
And the Eastern Australians, they the Jamin people. They made the Jamin people.
No, they come from the Jwara people.
Oh my God, man.
Paco, they come from the, listen, I'm trying to explain something. It's the same thing with the Asian. When the Asian came to America, he left Asians all over from Asia to America. He didn't just come to America. He left a trail of breadcrumbs of small Asian groups, civilizations, communities that are still there in some of those places today. And it's the same thing when the black man left out of Africa. All down that south of Asia, you can find different pockets of black people because these are the people who left Africa and went south. Didn't go north. Yes, some Africans left Africa and went north, went up into Europe, into what they call Eurasia. But some went south. They're not the same group. They did not leave at the same time. They're not connected. They're not related. The people who left, who made the Jwara, who made the Andaman Islanders, who made the black-ass people of Melanesia, stopped there. Those people stayed there. The rest went to Australia. The rest boated to a big-ass island because Australia is not a place where life would come up. Only thing come from Australia is marsupials and things that have traveled to Australia, bruh. Period. You know where the trail is at, D? The trail goes into Polynesia. So when you start talking about the people that he's talking about that left Melanesia and Polynesia, and they share blood with the people of the Hawaiian Islands and the Samoan Islands, that's because they left. So all the new things that's introduced to their blood, there'll be a lesser percentage of that because they're new things. They're just being put in the equation. Because
I'll go through it with you like a kindergartner so we can make it easy. Thursday, man. He told me about my favorite person.
Yeah, but you're lazy. You don't read. You sent me. I'll prove it right now. I'm gonna prove it right now. I'm gonna bring up something different. I don't even want to do this, but I'm gonna bring up something different and prove it. Paco, the article about humans being in America 130,000 years ago. Are they talking about modern day humans?
And where? Say it again.
The article about the mastodon bones and humans being in America 130,000 years ago, are they talking about us, modern day humans?
I don't think they, I don't know, sir.
See, I told you he didn't read the article. He would call me and be like, are we done with this 130,000 year thing? But he hasn't even read the article. It clearly says archaic humans. So now the next articles that followed that is, did Neanderthals discover America?
Hold on, bro.
It's madness. Yeah, you pick up, you talk to them. Try to talk some sense. I don't get why. This is our problem. How are we ever going to compete if we won't learn?
I don't know.